pulled gear up. And rotate. That's it, then forwards a little bit. Perfect. Gear up. Now we can rotate up to the line. So it's sort of in 2 stages, that's it. And forwards a little bit. And now we're going to bug our speed up to 210 knots, so we keep pushing forwards. So you want to go right down to your line now. That's it, keep pushing. Keep going. Because at the minute, because we're not on that, the speed's dripping off quite quick. So you want to push forwards and get it all the way down. There we go. Then the speed will start picking up again. Are you local to East Midlands?
You got to get used to that.
Of course we have, but that's
Part of the fun.
part of the fun. Spain get bad weather.
Yep. Oh yeah, they've had it really bad the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, of course they have. We always go, well, I'm not going this year because we've got the house to sort out this year, but in October the kids are all, and the rest of the family are going over to Malaga.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're going for a week in the October, which sometimes can be cracking weather. Sometimes it can be horrendous.
Yeah.
There's your airport down there, look, you can see Gatwick now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, telling you about the weather. PPL, do you know what? You know PPL? If you obtain your PPL, you can only fly in fair weather anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter what the weather's doing. It's not like, I mean, then you advance into your doing your instrument rating and your night rating. That's when it matters for the weather, because you want to be learning how to fly in bad weather. But PPL, you know the weather that's coming in later.
Yeah.
You won't want to be flying around that PPL.
No.
So yeah, you want to be careful what these companies try and advise you, really.
Well, that's why I've not jumped into it, if I'm honest. And obviously we're trying to find somewhere in Spain.
What, you planning on moving over there?
Eventually, yeah. Hopefully, that'd be nice.
Get your PPL and fly over there.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
My mum literally moved back from Cyprus a couple of weeks ago. She's lived over there for 4 years. And my stepdad had a health scare, so she panicked and says, right, we're moving back to England. Yeah. But a friend over there, he used to live over here, and he flew his plane from here to Cyprus.
Really?
Bit by bit, yeah. Stopped off.
Wow, just bounced it down.
Yeah, just stopped off at certain airports and filled it up and stayed the night and carried on. I think it took him about a couple of weeks to get to Cyprus. But I flew it around Cyprus, his plane, a couple of times. It was good fun.
Yeah, that's the life.
When you're taxiing behind like EasyJet and Ryanair and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we were taxiing out and we got told to wait at the hold.
Yeah.
And then a Ryanair were coming in. And when you sat in this little tiny, even just it coming past you, you felt it.
Yeah.
You don't realise how big them planes are until you're like sat in a little plane of your own, watching one go past you.
So what's this green line then?
Green banana.
Yeah.
So that's basically telling us where you expect it to be when you get to the altitude that's in the window. So it's sort of like, it's very hard to see it exact when you're flying manually. If you're in autopilot, you could use your vertical speed to make that move to be at a set point, providing that the overspeed didn't kick in, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So we're dropping quite nicely now.
Yeah, we're on profile. This is your profile descent.
Yep.
So that's moving up and down.
Yep.
When you start getting numbers in there, if it's above us, it's telling us we're low by so many feet, and if it's below us, it's telling us we're high by X amount of feet. But at the minute, you're doing well. I say at the minute, I think you do well all the time, to be fair. You're You've not struggled from even the takeoff, have you?
Don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah, so my next session's 30 minutes. We're around Gatwick for that, and then we're off to Bristol.
Oh, excellent.
The one after that from Gatwick. We can see we've got that sweeping right hand turn coming up in a second. Speeds are coming down nicely. So below 10,000 feet you're restricted to 250 knots, which the aeroplane's already taken all that into account.
Is that because of sound?
Sound and general, if everybody was going along at like the speed of sound low enough, the air traffic controller wouldn't be able to keep up with everything. Yeah, it'd be down to sound as well, noise abatement procedures, and let's see how the aircraft's holding you out until it's happy that it's under 250 knots. So there's 249 knots, and now we've got 300 feet to go until we hit 10,000. So it's already planned ahead of itself. It knows where it needs to be. So the runway turn off lights go on.
Yeah.
Well, that says that's Hastings down there, and as we turn to the right, we've got Eastbourne, which is just further down there. I don't think we'll get as far as Eastbourne though. Pardon? Yeah, the approach into Gatwick, everything stays this side of it. You know, because you've got Heathrow and everything else that way.
Well, if you look at Malaga, Jane, if we're coming through the hills and then we go straight offshore, that's about 20 miles before they bank back round.
Yeah. Yeah, the finals, yeah, they take you out, don't they, if you go in from the sea inland. Don't you find that when you're coming into Malaga, if you go from straight in approach from the hills, it's quite a steep descent?
Yeah, and bumpy.
the proper drop it, don't they, as they come in?
I think the worst one we've had was Lanzarote, wasn't it, Jane? We was in the air 10 hours. Because
Really?
they've only got ILS on one end of the runway.
They have.
There was a really bad tailwind coming in. So we were just sat in a holding pattern. Then they landed us on the next island, Ventura.
Yeah.
And then we took back off, and we had, was it 7? I think it was 7 go-rounds we had.
Why don't they just come in with a why don't they just do it the other way?
They couldn't see the end of the runway because of the fog.
Ah, that makes more sense. And I say most pilots would have just gone the other way in if it would, but yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, if you can't see the end of the runway, because you can't see it because of the fog. That's what the minimums are for.
Yeah.
So in Gatwick, 396 feet. So if we can't see the runway at 396 feet, we'd have to do we'd do a Category 2 or Category 3 landing, which actually the Canary Islands don't have the auto lands on them. So you can't do them anyway. 2000.
Quite amazing.
So yeah, this is the newest scenery we installed. It's been in about 2 weeks now.
Has it?
This scenery. This is actual satellite images of the whole of UK, Scotland and Wales. So as you're flying, you can pretty much guarantee every field and house and road is there. It does look, it's hard to say until you see what it looked like before.
Yeah.
But that is, like the airport, when we land at the airport, you have a look at it, it looks just like Gatwick, but you can tell it's been computer made.
Yeah.
Whereas this is literally made out of tiles. The whole world, we're actually in the process of doing the whole world in them. So no matter where you go, you'll have this this effect where it actually looks like it does. So we're going to switch over to the pressure at Gatwick now, which is 1012. Above us, yeah, because this is real glass. Yeah, so out there isn't we're in another room. It's a funny old setup, really. No, it's built from it's built to be one. I don't know, to be honest with you.
Costa would have
Probably getting it. This was built. This is a life-size replica, so. But it's easier to get hold of. It's easier to build. I don't even know how they built it. I wasn't here when they built it. Yeah, so. Yeah, pretty much where you're stood would be, where your left foot is where the door would be. This bit to the left and the right of you would be where the there's like shelves. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I can do anything to this aeroplane that I want. Yeah, I just go on my tablet and I can set fire to engines if I wanted to. I wouldn't do it for someone's first attempt. But we do something called a virtual type rating, which is a 10-hour course, and it gets broken down into 5 90-minute sessions, and then 1 2-hour one at the end. And basically we go through like a broken down version of the type rating where pilots would go to learn how to officially fly one of these. We go through general handling to VOR navigation and sector flight with an emergency. In fact, I've got a guy coming in for 2 of his sessions later. He's on session 4 and 5.
Then will he go somewhere else to do a test, or does he have lessons somewhere else as well?
No, in here it doesn't give you any real world qualifications. It's more hobbyists and enthusiasts. Yeah, it's good though. It's a nice little course. Do it at your own leisure. But people like come regular, and it sort of like gives them a purpose to come back. Like you can do. Yeah, we've got like I say 24,000 airports, so we can fly anywhere in the sim. Some people like yourself will come back in a year's time, they'll grab a voucher on the way out and they'll say, when I come back next year, can we fly into Malaga, or can I try and fly into Innsbruck or anything? And we'll set it up for that day. Okay, so he's going in for landing now. Yeah, it's just there. Up there. There. Do you want me to turn it up? Oh, you wanted to keep it on there as a... You just tap the screen on your phone and it will focus. If you open your camera up on your... Is it a smartphone?
It's an iPhone. Dreadful.
Yeah, so if you get your camera up and then you tap the screen, it will focus automatically. So the wind's at 15 knots straight on the nose of the plane at the minute.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of input, isn't there?
It is, and it'll get more and more now. We're getting close to the airport. You've got to imagine now, we're on the finals, you imagine like a traffic cone.
Yeah.
We're at the big end of that traffic cone at the minute. The closer we get, the more sensitive it is. And the tunnel gets smaller and smaller. Doing good though. Okay, we're seven miles out. Suppose I best get the landing gear down, haven't I? What do you reckon? So I have to do the gear, I have to do the flaps, then change the speed. We'll go with that now actually, flaps 30. And now we're set. Now try and land it by looking out there. So you want to be aiming to touch down on them white lines. Yeah, keep it nice and flat as well. You'll hear the countdown.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
And forwards a little bit.
Overshot.
That's alright. Good landing that. Almost overshot. Well done. Where you touched down then, that was your sort of last sort of point of being able to touch down. I mean, I know would have stopped, but a normal pilot, he would have gone around and
Yeah.
it wouldn't have continued it at that. But another 50, 60 meters that would have been.
500. 400. 300. Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums. 100. Flight slow. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.